Nearly 70% of polygamous relationships end in separation. So, what happens when reality TV's most famous plural marriage unravels in full public view? Was it true love, spiritual calling, or just a chaotic experiment in emotional endurance? With 18 kids, mounting drama, and Kody Brown juggling more than just schedules, it's hard not to ask, how did this not explode sooner? Fans are on high alert as whispers of secret weddings, legal threats, and family fractures grow louder by the day. Janelle Brown isn't just walking away. She might be torching the entire foundation of the sister wives' legacy. Janelle Brown may have just put an end to the Kody chapter permanently and opened the door to something entirely new in a startling turn of events that is upending the Sister Wives fan base. There are rumors that she got married again. Furthermore, Kody Brown is nowhere to be found. Is Janelle's new husband truly a fresh start? And how did she come to terms with abandoning Kody? You won't believe what we've discovered, so stay tuned. Janelle Brown may have formally closed the door on her past and bravely entered a new chapter in a stunning development that has Sister Wives fans in a frenzy. There are growing rumors that Kody Brown's ex-spiritual wife has secretly married someone, sending a strong and unambiguous message. Kody Brown is no longer in her life. Viewers have been witnessing Janelle's emotional ups and downs for years as she is frequently caught in the midst of Kody's deteriorating relationships with his wives. However, it appears that Janelle is at last prepared to take charge of her future following a significant fallout and her emotional separation from their polygamous way of life. She's also doing it on her own terms this time. After perceptive fans spotted a subtle gold band on Janelle's ring finger in a recent Instagram post, rumors of a wedding started to spread online. Over the past few months, Janelle has been extremely happy and spending a lot of time with someone special, according to sources close to the Brown family. Although Janelle has kept quiet about her personal life, fans are curious about the truth as the evidence mounts quickly. While some speculate that her new partner is someone entirely outside of the Sister Wives universe, someone who provides her with the stability, kindness, and independence she has long desired, others think it's a longtime friend she reconnected with after splitting from Kody. One thing is becoming very evident, regardless of whether Janelle has formally remarried or not. Kody Brown is no longer a part of her daily life. In recent months, Janelle has become more vocal, expressing her happiness at going on adventures alone, getting back in touch with her children, and creating a life that is true to herself without the emotional burden of Kody's dominance or partiality. Her most recent posts have been replete with inspirational quotes about strength, independence, and beginning anew. For devoted viewers of the show, it's particularly poignant to watch Janelle blossom in her independence, following years of silently enduring the rifts in their multiple marriages. Support is blazing on social media. Some fans are praising her reported new relationship as the ultimate comeback story, evidence that it's never too late to find happiness, even after decades in a dysfunctional system. One fan wrote, "Janelle getting married again? She deserves it more than anyone." However, some doubters think the wedding conversation might be too soon. The story is still speculative in the absence of an official statement or confirmation, but fans are hopeful because of Janelle's remarkable progress since her abrupt split from Kody. One thing is for sure, Janelle Brown is done looking back, regardless of whether she is legally married or just living her best life with someone new. This new chapter depicts a woman who is at last free and is characterized by grace, strength, and perhaps even love. Free from the grip of Kody Brown, free from drama, and free from polygamy. Fans will be closely monitoring any new information. The message is clear for the time being, though. Janelle Brown is writing her own story, and it's one to be proud of. Mary Brown is returning the clap. The Sister Wives star talked about her conflict with her ex-husband Kody Brown's only surviving wife, Robyn Brown, accusing her of failing to make an effort to patch up their strained friendship after Mary left her long-term marriage to Kody. "You are having this pain about me leaving. That's a you thing," Mary stated bluntly during ET's June 8th one-on-one special to the third installment of the TLC series, when host Sakanya Krishnan informed her that Robyn believed she had given up on a reconciliation. Mary said, "That's yours to carry. That's not mine." Mary claims that she is not to blame. Their sisterhood ultimately ended when they broke up with Kody, who she claimed had always given Robyn more preference than herself, and other sister wives Kody Brown and Janelle Brown. She described how she constantly felt the need to put other people before herself during her marriage to Kody, saying, "For a lot of times, a lot of years, I was trying to take the blame. I really had to learn to let that go." Mary acknowledges that she no longer feels the same sense of kinship she did with Robyn, even though she wouldn't characterize their relationship as icy. "I just don't feel like it's there," Mary said, "which is really just unfortunate." Kody, an 18-year-old father who has also broken up with Kody and Janelle in recent years, wants Robyn and his ex-partners to stop fighting. "My relationship with Robyn has a divine element," Kody revealed in the May 25th episode. "I love this woman and I want peace in this relationship. But I'm to the point where I'm walking around flipping two birds because I am so sick and tired of being guilted for loving Robyn." He continued, "We have been bee-slapped for it, and I'm sick of it." Mary Brown claims that Kody misled her. Shortly after their 1990 vows, Kody Brown declared he was prepared to separate from his first wife, Mary Brown. But in reference to their 2018 move to Flagstaff, she stated, "He led me to believe that he would work on things. Oh, Mary, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us." "Like, he led me to believe those things," Mary revealed. "He has been doing this for a long time." She said that her biggest complaint is that he never communicates his true feelings, wants, or desires, and that he keeps telling the same story over and over again. Kody said, "It was only because as I started to work on things, I'm like, why would I do this?" Despite acknowledging that there might have been conflicting messages, "I wouldn't court and date her right now," he clarified. In any case, when Mary finally pulled the plug in early 2023, her friends were ecstatic. She admitted, "They say, okay, we're here for you, we were supporting you, and it's about damn time." She now believes that he had been attempting to persuade her to leave him for years by claiming he didn't love her. "Because he didn't walk away, he's not the bad guy if he can push me out and I leave." A text message argument over a 2021 holiday gift exchange turned especially ugly for the 18 Brown children, and many of Kody's children aren't communicating with one another. "It all went south," Christine explained, adding, "and there was a split that happened after this text thread. Kody and Robyn and their kids were on one side, and they wanted nothing to do with Janelle, me, and our kids, and it went south. But it was never anything about, 'We don't want to see you again. We don't want anything to do with you,'" Robyn insisted, adding that her three older children felt the exchange was emotionally unsafe and that they needed to distance themselves from the relationship. "The thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robyn's children again," Gabriel admitted in the October 13th episode. "In middle school, Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with. And in high school, I would always try to hit Dayton up. But I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Dad and Robyn." Gabriel hopes that they will reunite. When Robyn's mother married Kody in 2010, Aurora insisted that she was not accepted into the family, saying, "I have been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted, that I was not their sister, that they didn't consider or see me that way, Aurora said. According to her sister Brianna, the parents could have done a better job of bringing the family together, but that never really happened. Wider, really? Actually, pretty happy. I don't even know. I don't even want to have to adjust my schedule anymore. No, I know, Christine says, unsure of how they could have been more accommodating. She insisted, I kind of had these two lives. Like Robyn was invited to everything, and I had Robyn's kids. I would just say, come into the house anytime you want, she said. She also mentioned that my Kelty Padron lived with Robyn's children for a while, and that her daughter Isabel Brown was very close to them. There were hard times, and my kids were frustrated, but they always considered Robyn's kids their siblings just the same, she said. When it's functioning correctly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into. You have a husband, and you have a great relationship with him, and you have everything right. And then I have all my independence. Janelle Brown would do plural marriage again, but Kody wouldn't. Janelle talked endlessly about the independence she was afforded. However, Kody refused to say I do to polygamy once more, stating on the December 1st episode that polygamy kills emotional intimacy, making everyone defensive. I really want an emotionally vulnerable, intimate relationship with a woman, and you're not going to get that in polygamy, Kody said. When the family moved from Las Vegas to Arizona in 2018, Kody found it much easier to be apart from Janelle. According to Janelle, Kody had a harder time separating his love after moving to Flagstaff. A couple of times, I had to remind him that he needed to come to my house, she said in the September 29th episode, adding that he would try to grovel because he was exhausted, saying, I'm really tired. I'm like, well, you can rest at my house just as much as you can rest at Robyn's house. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family, she said on the September 29th episode. But the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and me. In the October 13th episode, Gabriel stated, I think that Robyn definitely has a victim complex, arguing that he and his siblings went to considerable measures to include them. I mean, to put it bluntly, he said, and for that, I don't necessarily hold her accountable. You know, I believe that different people come up with different ways to stay afloat. But, he continued, if she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way, when she was constantly getting favored by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robyn ever again. In response to Janelle Brown's questioning of Robyn Brown and Kody Brown's parenting, Kody Brown described in the September 29th episode how his and Robyn's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he attempted to leave, demonstrating how having their dad move between 4 different homes did affect Kody's 18 children. There's another wife who needs me, another mother, I had to tell her. Kody explained, she's just dragging along on my legs, screaming, don't leave me, Daddy. I have other kids that need to see me. I'm like, golly, man, this is hard. Don't leave me. I always felt like that Kody and Robyn mismanaged the situation with her children. Janelle insisted, adding that her children had known from the start that their father would not always be there. Unfortunately, that's just a reality of plural marriage, she said. Ari gets really depressed or something, so he couldn't be gone for longer than 3 or 4 days. I think that was a bad parenting move. The other children did it throughout the family's history, and they're all right. They are mature, well-adjusted individuals. One of the few Brown children who remained close to Robyn and Kody, as well as Christine and Janelle, was Kelty Padron, a mother of 3 who played the role of peacekeeper during Kody's divorces. Robyn was close to my Kelty from the day she joined the Brown family, and she was even invited to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace, in November 2022. My Kelty said in the September 29th episode, Robyn was there for me when I needed somebody. She was there for me when I needed somebody to hear me, to love me, and her. When Robyn first joined the family, I was trying to figure out who I was, and she made me feel special, and she made me feel seen. It was everything that I hoped for, Mom Christine said on the October 6th episode. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms. Robyn came into the family, and it was clear that she and my Kelty had a great relationship. According to one of his children, Kody Brown was brainwashed. Kody believes that his wives have not only excluded him from their lives, but are also deliberately keeping him out of them in order to punish him for a crime he did not commit. He gave his perspective on his distance from some of his older children in the October 6th episode, explaining, I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers. Robyn added that she has been pushing Kody to make amends, but she also stated, I think the kids should be doing the same thing too. Kody, however, seems unprepared to mend the rift for the time being, complaining that each time he spoke to his daughter, it was a fish for gossip, and I got tired of it. In a conversation with her friend Brandy during the September 15th premiere, Mary Brown revealed that Kody Brown never loved her, saying, he was alluding to the fact that he never loved me and he felt like he had to marry me, as they spent time together on their 32nd anniversary. In a confessional, Leon Brown's mother asked why he ever proposed. When a single young man meets a single young woman, why would he choose to marry her and just affirm and force love for her when he didn't love her? I told him, Kody, I know you loved me. How cruel to pick me out of a crowd and just be like, I pick you, to try to force myself to love for the next 32 years, she thought. Oh, Mary has her little accusations now. Fine, she can say whatever she wants. I'm not gonna comment on it, Kody responded in his own confessional. On the October 20th episode, he insisted, this marriage was on the rocks the entire marriage. And how would I know that? 'Cause I had such a better relationship with Janelle, with Christine, and with Robyn. He acknowledged that he should have ended the relationship 25 years ago, but he stayed out of fear, adding, noting leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives. That was the only honeymoon period he would discuss. Janelle Brown threatened to sue Kody Brown, saying that the first step was to pay off the Arizona property, even though she wasn't sure if she wanted to build on Coyote Pass or just sell it. I think I'm gonna have to lawyer up, she admitted to her ex-sister wife Christine Brown in the September 22nd episode regarding Kody's refusal to speak with her about the matter, because I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get any kind of decision out of him. I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Kody's property, she said, acknowledging that she and Kody did not have a legal marriage. It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there is no legal marriage, she said. Kody Brown allegedly told his other wives personal information, and he claims that he no longer trusts Janelle, which is why he hasn't spoken to her about their property in Arizona. In a confessional during the September 22nd episode, he insisted, we will pay off the property when the time comes. And I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that becomes part of our broken family's gossip mill. He leaks like a sieve. He told me stuff about his other relationships and his other wives that I was like, I don't think you're supposed to be telling me that, Janelle said in her own interview, calling it a bit of a pot calling the kettle black. I actually would do plural marriage again for the independence, so when it's functioning correctly, Janelle continued, We would use all the resources to help one person, then we would all rally to support the other person, Janelle said on the September 22nd episode, referring to the time when Robyn Brown's house was purchased with family funds, when the family's love was still growing rather than dividing. Until the past 10 or so years, that's how it always worked. Everyone needs their own estate, and suddenly, it's all about my estate. They all helped Robyn buy a house in Arizona when she needed one, a $1.65 million five-bedroom spread that went up for sale in August. Robyn stated, the idea was that it would be a benefit to the family. However, Janelle was rejected when she proposed that they all sign the mortgage. Janelle remembered that Kody said, no, we need to protect Robyn's estate. Janelle went on to say, now that she's leaving the family, she wants her share of the Coyote Pass earnings, and I want to get back some of the money I invested in Robyn's house. However, that might be a difficult sell. Robyn remarked, we were working together for so long. And after Janelle claimed that she owed them money, Robyn continued, it's like, how do you calculate? How do you calculate that? So perplexing. Janelle Brown complained about the family's incapacity to pay off Coyote Pass and questioned Kody's financial management. According to Janelle, Kody claimed to have numerous other debts, but she has seen him seize other assets, such as trailers and home furnishings. Regarding Robyn and Kody's house, she remarked, I see all the art on their walls. It's okay that I see all of these things. I have money, and I have also purchased items with it. I used to always be surprised at how nice her backyard was, Janelle said, adding that she wasn't sure how Kody and Robyn managed their money. It was finished, and her house was always filled with stuff. And I thought, wow. She concluded by saying, he doesn't prioritize what I need or what I want. Eventually, that problem wore her down. I believe that eventually I started to notice it, and my children were becoming quite upset about it. My adult children, for example. What the devil, Mom? Robyn, on the other hand, claimed that after her first marriage failed, she became extremely frugal. During the September 22nd episode, she revealed, I used to be not so great with money. I experienced hardships as a child, and during my divorce, I discovered how to manage my finances extremely well. You just must have had a different priority where your money was going to go than I did, she said of her fellow sister wives. That's all. These days, Janelle and Kody Brown consider their children to be the center of the family. In the September 22nd episode, Janelle admitted that although she and Kody, who is the mother of Aspen, Mykelti, Peden, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and Truly, get together with their broods, they don't really communicate with Mary, Robyn, or Kody. I don't think that will change all that much. Kody Brown believes that his relationship with the children was harmed by his wife's departure. He recalled their time in Las Vegas by saying, they're set up with 4 homes, no one could sack. I'm having the best time of my life, Kody declared. Maddie and Caleb were present, and it was wonderful to have them there, and everything was running smoothly. I also adored Caleb. He was undoubtedly like family. However, as they disagreed over precautions related to the coronavirus, things in Arizona began to go south. He claimed that his relationships with the children developed after his marriages failed. It simply caused all of those relationships to deteriorate. However, long before she made her departure public in late 2021, Kody insisted that there were problems. On the September 22nd episode, she stated, all the kids that were frustrated way before I left. His children's relationship with him remained unchanged after my departure. Even though it will undoubtedly require some effort, Kody can still improve his relationships with his kids. I haven't moved past that because I'm so upset about how I've been treated, Kody said. Here's the thing. I'm not willing to take blame for things that my wife or ex-wife is sitting there telling them that I did. I hope the time comes when the contempt will subside. We'll be able to find forgiveness and love again. According to Kody Brown, he and Mary Brown had a miserable marriage. He disclosed that when he and Mary were legally married at the age of 19 and spiritually married at the age of 21, respectively, they didn't know one another well. She was really different when we got married, and I think there was just some baggage that Mary had that I was unaware of, Kody said. He thought he could put up with it at first, but then it became a fight. He acknowledged that he couldn't leave, but he said, I can't live in a world where she is constantly angry at me. Kody wasn't sure he wanted to leave. He just wanted to see if they could salvage it. A man in plural marriage, if he wants to stay faithful and in the faith, cannot request a divorce. It's not allowed. He acknowledged Mary's belief that they would resolve the issue and explained, therefore, the mixed messages. However, she wasn't pleasant, entertaining, or kind whenever we were together. I'm bored and I'm trying to be curious with her. He acknowledged that Mary felt abandoned, but he also said, Christine, Janelle, and Mary all chose to have me leave the home. I didn't kick me out. Mary's desire for a spiritual divorce did not sit well with Kody. Mary asked for a church release in late 2022, in contrast to Janelle and Christine, who chose not to file for divorce because their unions were never recognized by the law. Our church arranged for all four of us ladies to marry Kody, Mary clarified. We referred to it as a covenant. Therefore, I believe it would be best to end that. If he doesn't want me, I don't want to be permanently bound to him. Mary declared that she was emotionally and spiritually prepared to part ways. Kody resisted. He was unwilling to accept church leaders' authority. He clarified, we're not going to make amends under any circumstances because the damage was done so badly. I don't want to answer to this church and all of their bullshit. I just wanted her to leave. Many of Kody's 18 children are not communicating with one another. A group text concerning a holiday gift exchange in 2021 took a bad turn. Everything went wrong. Everything went south, Christine remarked. She admitted that Janelle's spiritual commitment and her ties to the land made it more difficult for her to leave the family. Christine claims that Robyn, Kody, and their kids ended up on one side, while Janelle and Christine's kids ended up on the other. According to Robyn's children, the conversation was emotionally risky. We never said, we don't want to see you again, Robyn emphasized. This just got yucky, the speaker said. Gabriel claimed that he missed spending time with Robyn's children. Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with in middle school. I used to try to get close to Dayton in high school. However, I don't have any hopes of dating Dad and Robyn. Many people have told me directly that I was not accepted, Aurora stated. The parents didn't do enough to make them feel like a family, her sister Brianna added, adding that I wasn't their sister. Christine disagreed, stating that Robyn and her children were invited to all events. Come into the house anytime you want, was my standard response. Christine also mentioned that Mykelti Padron lived with Robyn for a while and that her daughter Isabel had a close relationship with Robyn's children. My kids were frustrated during difficult times, but they always thought of Robyn's kids as their siblings. When it's working right, you have a husband, a wonderful relationship, and your independence, says Janelle, who continues to support plural marriage. Kody, however, has shifted his position. Polygamy kills emotional intimacy. It's a really great arrangement. Everyone becomes defensive as a result. I want a close, vulnerable relationship, and polygamy doesn't provide that. After they moved to Flagstaff, Janelle claimed Kody began to distance himself. I had to remind him to visit my house a few times, she remarked. He would grovel because he was worn out. You can sleep at my house just as much as at Robyn's, I said. The children of Janelle and Christine disliked going to Robyn's house. If my kids opened Robyn's refrigerator, they got reprimanded, Janelle remarked. Meanwhile, Christine's children never saw their father at home. Instead, they saw him constantly with Robyn. Robyn and Michael T. had a close relationship from the start. In 2022, she asked Robyn to attend the birth of her twins. Michael T. remarked, "She made me feel seen." Christine was overjoyed, saying, "She was there when I needed someone to love me." A positive relationship between the children and the other mothers is what I hoped for. Kody thinks his children are punishing him. They are deliberately excluding me for a crime that I did not commit. He claimed that his only transgression was not falling deeply in love with their mothers. Additionally, he accused his ex-wives of sowing division through talk. In a text message, one of his children called him a piece of trash. "You're an a-hole," said another. "I was brainwashed by you." Kody isn't prepared to keep trying forever. He declared, "I won't reach out forever." Another person must also put forth effort. Robyn claimed that witnessing Kody's alienation from his children brought back memories of her own early years. "My biological father gave weak justifications for his absence, and it was awful," she remarked. "I'm having a hard time not losing respect for you," Robyn said to Kody during one on-camera argument in 2022. Kody acknowledged that he worries about starting arguments with his children. "I'm too impulsive at the moment. I'll only cause more harm." It wasn't until after the baby was born that Kody learned Madison was expecting her third child. He remarked, "She never disclosed her pregnancy to me." According to Janelle, Maddie is protective of her children and didn't want Kody to show up as grandpa out of the blue. "It's unreasonable to expect grandparents to be there all the time, especially if you move to the opposite coast," Kody grumbled. "In Flagstaff, I lead a life." Kody urged his sons to express regret, particularly to Robyn. "This family's most valuable member has been treated disrespectfully," he said. "It's like, whatever, Kody," Janelle said. "He phrased it like I owed him an apology," Gabriel recalled. "We're not talking unless you're ready to make things right," I told him. Later, Kody texted Gabriel, "I forgive you. Please pardon me." "Pardon me for what?" Gabriel answered. With Janelle, Kody only gets to see his youngest child, Savannah. Janelle stated, "They go out every couple of months, but it's not frequent." After graduating in 2023, Savannah views her older brothers as father figures. She even promised that one day they would accompany her down the aisle. "He is this way," Savannah informed Janelle. Janelle expressed her frustration. "He simply vanished." "I've witnessed this occur numerous times. Kody and Gabriel used to be close, and Gabriel would often accompany him on business trips. But now, I told Dad that I simply won't see him again if he doesn't change and can't accept responsibility. And that's fine with me. He's at peace," Janelle continued. Meanwhile, Kody stated, "I've tried several times but have been turned down. However, it's not because I didn't try." In 2022, Mary finally asked for and was granted her church release, which she referred to as abandonment. She stated, "I am aware that he dislikes that word, but in order for him to claim that his hands were clean, he disregarded me until I departed." Kody acknowledged that he was afraid of her reaction. "If I tore off the Band-Aid, I was terrified of what she would do, because Mary never, ever showed me loyalty." Mary said that Kody's remarks about their marriage are depressing. "What he's saying to other people about me is untrue. However, people are accepting it." Years before she left, Christine knew Kody wasn't the right partner. She was asked to make a list of her preferences for a husband by a therapist. "I wanted someone who was interested in me, present, and a good communicator." None of that applied to Kody. When she showed the list to Kody, he said, "I'm not any of those things for you." She responded, No, you're not. David Woolley, her current spouse, is everything she could have ever imagined. His family comes first. He is the owner of his own drywall company. He is sincere and truthful.